let's also talk about the Jets and the Patriots.
Do you want to?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do. The stars of that game in MetLife on Sunday were the supposed hot seat head coach who 1,000,000% knows how to torment, confuse, and rally. And the offensive line of the New England Patriots were absolute, complete studs. And I know this might not be saying a lot, but Mac Jones 100% right now is the second best quarterback of that first round draft class, even though Trevor Lawrence lost another one yesterday. But Mac just doesn't, what's not on that sheet are the INTs. They're not there. They're not there. Is he great? Is he going to light up the universe? Is he going to beat Tua in this offense? I don't think so. Is he going to beat Josh Allen in that offense and defense? I don't think so either. But on this day, 15 points was enough because Belichick's like, I got the kid in green, number 2, in my back pocket. I got his ass in my briefcase. This thing is done. Don't worry about that. Just don't make the mistakes. Make some plays. Let's get some field goals and let's get out of here because we're not 0-3. Not to that team. Not to that team. And that quarterback. As for Zach Wilson, look, every single minute of that week 1 win up until the very end when we just, as Jets fans, lost our minds because the Jets won that game. Every single minute of that win over the Bills was filled with dread, knowing that the kid who was so unready last year was going to have to be ready this year. And Rodgers was brought in to make sure we weren't in this position ever again. That by the time Zach Wilson would become the full-time starter of the Jets, he would have learned so much from Sensei. He would be painting fences and waxing cars and doing all that sort of stuff until he made that winning kick to take home the trophy. That's the way we were looking at it. And that as soon as the fact that this Achilles heel went kabooey in front of the entire football world, we knew he was most likely unready and he would have to be ready. And once again, he was not ready. We were seeing things like open receivers, and he just wasn't pulling the trigger. There was one moment where it was a dirty pocket, as they say in the NFL, but there was still a pocket. There was some fireworks around him, and he essentially sat down, sacked himself. Saw that one. That was early on in the game. And then in the fourth quarter, I don't know what the hell happened. And this is why the Jets are saying he's still their best chance to win. He put together a drive to make this a game, and I thought to myself, really? Like, where did this come from? And Romo's like, well, it's what happens when you throw on running downs and you run on passing downs. Here comes another one, right? And then the next drive, poof, he went back into the pumpkin again. I got one drive of a carriage against Belichick. One carriage ride. I got one carriage ride, kind of like prom night, where my prom date, before she vomited off the side of the Staten Island ferry, said, okay, I'll take a carriage ride with you.
What?
Yes. And that's what happened. By the end of the day, I got the vomiting off the side of the Staten Island ferry because we all feel that way. We're done watching this young kid try and get the controls of the position. And we're just wondering, are the Jets feeling the same way in the front office? And we got that answer from the head coach of the New York Jets after yet another loss to the New England Patriots. And I feel for this coach. Hit it.
I can get into a long dissertation about what we're seeing. Obviously, I think obviously his pocket presence to us has been so much more improved. His accuracy is much improved. His decision making is much improved. Like I said, New England's got a hell of a defense over there. They do, and obviously it just wasn't good enough today. Has
Zach shown you enough to keep him as the starter going forward?
Yeah, he's fine. Right now, Zach is the best player he's who gives us the best chance to win, and so that's basically that would be the cleanest answer I could give you.
All right, you got a mic for me? You got it there?
What were they really thinking?
Boy, did that sigh at the beginning of his soundbite say it all. Can you believe we're in this situation again? Because I can't. I got Michael Carter, the running back, barking at his running backs coach already on the sideline. Can only imagine what's going on in that locker room as the defense gave up 15 and we lose. And however, defenses doesn't have, if you dust for Prince yesterday, the defense's Prince are on that one too. They couldn't touch Mac Jones and gave up too many runs. But again, how can you blame a team that only gives up 15? How could you blame that side of the football if they gave up 15? And, this is what he's really thinking. He's like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to put in Tim Boyle against the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football when NBC comes in and shows this dreck? I don't think he'd use that word to the rest of the world. I'm going to put Tim Boyle. That's the answer? It isn't. So what we need from this kid is more of that one drive. Whatever that was, boy, they should just dissect it. Unfortunately, so is Steve Spagnuolo of the Chiefs' defensive side of the football. But it's just he's not ready. And we're in this position again, and it's nobody's fault. They made all the proper plans, and if the football gods just decided to kick him in the nards again. So here's the plan. I don't know. Jet fans, before Sunday Night Football, maybe you take the Chris Russo plan,
Half.
Pop a gummy or whatever to get through it, because it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. Certainly if Taylor Swift is in town, because everyone's just it's going to be a circus now. Now the whole media is going to be focused on what the Kansas City Chiefs do. So it's going to be in front of everybody. And then these are the teams you root for. You root for Carolina. Then the Chiefs again. Somehow you root for the Bears. Mm-hmm. And then you root for the 49ers. Why am I saying that? Those are the next four opponents of the Minnesota Vikings, who fell to 0-3. And maybe, just maybe, if they lose those games, they just stare at their own abyss and say, we are seeing the quarterbacks in the next draft, and we are already doing the hard work to get a third of the way there, and we don't intend to pay Kirk Cousins another dime, and we know the Jets are desperate. And maybe Kirk Cousins becomes available because he's 0-3 right now. And I know Justin Jefferson, who's on the screen, would say, no, thank you. But guess what? The NFL, things can change really fast, because I don't see Zach Wilson suddenly having an epiphany and figuring things out, because the Chiefs' defense ain't easy. And I know they go to Denver, and we just saw what Miami did. And then the Philadelphia Eagles, you're staring, if you're lucky, 2-4 in the face before coming off of your bye week against the Giants. Say what you will, laugh all you want, but the Giants would beat this Jets team right now, I think, the way that Zach is playing. You think Wink Martindale's going to be just like staying up at night, staring at the ceiling? Oh, what's Zach going to do to us? The Chargers?
You might go to bed early.
Chargers, 400 yards out of Justin Herbert? It's circling, and the Jets have to know that. So root for the teams playing the Vikings. So sad that that's what we're at right now, because I don't know where Aaron is right now.
Where is Aaron right now?
We're not going to apologize for winning.
So we need to go ahead and figure out how to get Zach through the next day or two or three. to figure out how to get through 1 or 2 or 3 drives against the Chiefs if somehow the Jets defense is able to hold down Mahomes in front of the whole country. I feel for Saleh and the rest of that team, man. And for Zach, because I said again, like I said last week, he's not ready. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.